I'd like to just point out how much we match here with the shirts here. I love these shirts.
What are you guys trying to do, man? You trying to snuff me out here?
You know, these are cool looking shirts, but I think the one Justin's wearing, the Mind Pump Mafia one, that one's got to be the most popular.
It means more to me.
That's the one that everybody ends up buying.
It was. This is the Mafia.
Yeah. All right.
What do we got here? What are we doing here?
Split stance squat. This is one of your favorites, Adam. You talk about this all the time.
Well, yeah, you know, you want to challenge somebody, and I would lean towards this being a little bit more advanced movement
for sure.
It's a little more challenging because there's a
stability element. And
there's a stability element to it. There's a lot of strength element too because when you kick the leg up like this, it forces all that weight on it. Well, you cannot cheat yourself out of this.
Well, and it highlights a lot of underlying deviations. So, like anytime we do this unilateral type exercises, we're going to notice a lot more of these things come out.
That's a great point. So we talked before on the podcast about benefits of unilateral movements, meaning we're focusing on one side than the other, and where we would do that with clients. Definitely, if you have somebody who has a more dominant side than the other, these are great exercises to do. Highly recommend you always starting off with the side that's weaker first. So we'll start off, my right side is a little bit weaker than my left side. So I'd get in this position. I want to box. Ideally, I want something that's softer because your ankle is going to kind of rest on it. I've actually used...
Like a bench is good.
Yeah, a bench, like a soft bench is good, like what you would lay down and press on. I've actually even used like the leg extension machine.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Because it has a roll, padded roll.
The padded roll.
Which is also like what they've actually built specifically for this exercise.
Yes.
So
some gyms will have it, rarely ever, but a leg extension machine is great for this.
That's a good idea.
I'll come back, I'll hook my foot around that roll. It actually is really comfortable on my ankle.
Let's stop for a second and focus on the positioning here. He's far away from the box, but you'll notice the positioning of the foot that's on top of the box. What he's not doing, because I've seen people do this before, is they'll try and get on the ball of the foot. If he gets on the ball of the foot like here, it's going to be a very difficult, very difficult to get down in position. You're actually down in this position here, which is why the roll sometimes is real good because it fits right in there.
It forms into that, nicely.
Yeah. So that's the starting position.
Because right now, if you don't have very good ankle mobility, you can feel this is a little tight.
Right.
Coming down in this position, it's more comfortable now for that ankle, but in that first starting position, it's a little more challenging for most people to do.
Some important points too is you go to drop down. A lot of times people will lean forward and lean their shoulders forward. We want to stay upright and have nice upright posture as we're coming up and down.
And you don't touch the floor, like Adam was just resting
I came all the way
there.
down just to show you guys an example.
So even here, having a fixed position in the knee, coming back, getting that glute activity.
I mean, this is a great glute.
A lot of times I'll have clients stop right there at the bottom, okay? And we're really trying to reinforce this depth, okay? This position at the bottom to get that glute connectivity, then come up.
Now, if you want to emphasize the glutes too, if Doug can come around this side, get back in a position if you don't mind, Adam. Now, when he comes down, bring it down. You want to make sure they're able to stick the hips back. That's what gets the glutes activated. If they start to tuck the hips forward, that means the glute is not firing anymore, or not firing the way it should at least. Great deep range of motion exercise. I love doing this, especially the back leg. People don't think of the back leg when you do this one. That back leg is getting a nice stretch. That hip is getting through some nice.
Well, and this is where another reason why I would call it an advanced movement, because some people don't have the flexibility to get themselves in that position. And a lot of that will be dictated by what you choose back here, because if you do use a hard, stiff object, it becomes very uncomfortable. Some gyms do. They have that nice little, your gym that used to be at, doesn't it have one? It has an actual little
it has one of those little movable, fixed position ones.
Those are ideal.
One thing I was going to bring up too, as far as regressing that, I know a lot of times just the balance of that alone is difficult for people. So if you have something
like a stick or something?
A stick you can hold on to, a squat rack, maybe you position it close by, just so that client can have that control, work through the range of motion, and at least get work that way.
I didn't even think about that. That's a great idea. If I would have had two like ski poles right here, dowel bars right here, so I could use that to kind of stabilize on to help me, and then progression would be get rid of those.
Yeah, and you just progress from there. So.
And then you could, I mean, if you got it,
you add resistance.
Yeah, you hold on to some dumbbells.
Increase your intensity that way too.
You hold on some dumbbells and throw a barbell on your back and do these.
I've done this with resistance both on my back, like a squat, and with dumbbells. Very, very difficult.
And front loaded.
Front loaded, good. I've never done that.
Rack. Oh, it's amazing. You guys should try that for sure.
Lastly, if you want to challenge the core a little bit and challenge your legs a little differently, Rather than holding weights in both hands, you can hold weight in one side, maintain tightness in that core, and then come down and squat. You're not gonna be able to go nearly as heavy, and it's an advanced move, but it's a great core leg
core
combination.
to the max for that.
Love that one.